this is where getting around people that you know and trust, that you like, you relate to, and then having these conversations and understanding, like going to these meetups and like Jay Peltier and a few other people that you ran into that are very helpful to you, that helped you get into here, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and helps you, like he's going over the whole tenant. I don't know. Honestly, he is an anomaly because I don't know another investor that will put in so much time with someone just to help them out
No, he
without payment. To do better in their business, but I also have to.
I don't know how to do it.
Transit. I want to go over how you got this first deal. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Obviously we know that you've been looking, you're learning, you had someone on their contract, you did. What made this deal say, you said it yourself, it felt right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What made this deal feel right whether it be with the numbers, whether it be with the location, and what made you decide to, because this is an inside Detroit. A lot of people don't want to do inside Detroit. Even if you're Section 8, you can still do Section 8 outside Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, so what made you go inside Detroit, and what made you choose this deal?
um just basically the return on investment. Like Jay says, it's a bigger risk, but it's a bigger return on investment. And with the way I'm using it with my money, it's expensive money, so I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
have the bigger margin for what it's going to rent with the purchase price, to leave more room for error basically. And um yeah, I just decided to do it and see if it's going to work out. And I wanted one on the west side. This was a good area. I liked the surrounding area. It just felt like it was a good spot. And I go in the house, and it's a nice house. It's got a lot of things done right to it. It had some things that I found that, obviously things came up, but
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be good. It just felt, I trust everything. I trust my intuition. I trust the vibe of things that I get. And something just told
So
me, buy this one.
okay, so how did you run the numbers on it? Like, that's kind of my question on that, more so than like how did it get to, because it had to feel right, because after you read the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
you
yeah,
don't go
this
in
one,
blind and say, I read Finn here,
right.
right?
Yeah.
So you had to use all the experience from all the other deals that you've been analyzing in the past,
Mhm.
and the ones that fell out of contract, and the reason why. Now it sounds like it was a little bit, I don't want to say rush, but a little bit like, okay, I want to get a deal soon, and
Yeah.
this is here. But
I was definitely like, I'm done looking at houses. I'm buying this one, and I'll just deal with
got
whatever
it.
happens at this point,
Okay.
and going back, yeah, there were some things like, that were some red flags looking back now. Like I could have analyzed the windows a little better, the furnace a little better, but maybe
Okay.
I could have got it cheaper. Would I still have bought the house? I'm not sure, but
Right.
I'm in it now. I'm going to make it work. But yeah,
Did you buy it off? Did you buy it off market? Was it through a wholesaler?
no, it
How did
was on
you?
market, and I was looking at it with, my agent, and we got it under the listing price. So,
Mhm.
it was listed for 90. I got it for 80. I was hoping to get, between 13 and 1500 for rent. So I'm shooting for 1500. So
Okay.
yeah, I've been putting, a good amount, not too much into it, but I plan to put 10 grand or at least into it to get it rent ready.
Yep. And how long
So
from purchasing it until, I'm assuming where you're at now, it's just about rent ready?
yeah, I got a couple more things to do, but yeah,
Okay.
it's been a month. I've had it for a month. I closed on the 18th. So yeah, a little over a month. I got a couple more things to do, but all the big things are basically done.
Honestly, that is not bad at all for somebody. I'm assuming you're doing most of the work yourself. Is that right?
No, I got my buddy doing,
Okay.
he's an electrician too, who got me into this. So
Yeah.
he's been doing that.
Okay.
I got, I'm doing the small things, changing the locks
Okay.
and, spray painting and stuff like that. But I got, I need to get the driveway patched. I need to get, a
Yeah.
new furnace put in it.
But even to
I got the
coordinate
windows
everything.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the
Even
windows
to
in and
coordinate everything with a full-time job. I
yeah,
mean,
and the kids. It's a
and
lot.
the kids and the wife and everything.
Yeah,
And to get it done in just about a month,
yeah.
that's awesome.
It'll probably be a couple more weeks though, but
Which is
before,
fine.
yeah, it'll be,
Yeah.
I got a showing tomorrow. I talked with her on the phone for 20 minutes. She seems great. She's already like, I think I can get the inspector out there
Mhm.
later this week or next week,
Okay.
so I want to get it at least as close to ready as possible. I know the
Yep.
inspections are pretty, I'm just going through it, just trying to
Did
be as prepared as I
you pass a
can.
city inspection?
No, because for Section 8, you just need the Section 8 inspection.
Okay. Yeah, I know
So you just need,
a lot of people, when they do the city inspection, it's basically the same thing as a Section 8.
right.
It's just a couple nuances, but
Okay.
for the most part, it's the same thing.
Yeah. And I
So,
know like certain housing agencies, inspectors care about different things. Some of them are
yep.
more strict than others. So I'm trying to get all the main things that I know need to be done, like an encasement around the porch, a handrail. If there's trip hazards
Mhm.
in the driveway, you're going to have to get them patched.
Right.
The doors, the windows have to stay open, just all these things. And, I've had people send me the inspection list, and I've talked with
Yep.
Jay a ton and I've called him 100 times. He always is, always able to answer my questions. And, you just try to prepare as much as you can and just take it
Right.
day by day. And, I hope the showing goes well. I hope I find a tenant, and if I can get an inspection and the house will be completely done in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'll be good. I planned for, 2 months of, light rehab,
Yeah.
so
That's awesome though. And I mean, it sounds like you're right on time on your timeline. So, that's a good thing. Now, how did you come about screening the tenant? Obviously, you're starting to screen tenants now, which you just
yeah, I'm
said.
still
How did, how
working
did
on
you
that
figure
so
that
far.
out? Okay.
Just basically Jay telling me, this is what you do. You look up this, and he's been my
Yeah.
biggest resource for Section 8 process in general. And so, yeah, I still need to do that. After I meet her tomorrow, I'll, dig
Mhm.
into, credit score and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm
Okay.
still learning. I'm just learning as I go. And, I got a few sites that I can look into, and things that I've seen. I joined like 4 of these groups, on Facebook,
Yeah.
and I got my 2 partners at Transcend that know a lot about all that too, and they have a lot of connections. Brandon's
Mhm.
he's done a huge connection for me too, and
So
he's
when
had
you
my
say
back every step of the
partners,
way too.
yeah. So when you say partners, are you partnering these deals with them?
Part of
Um,
them, yeah. Like we kind of just work together, all three of us. Yeah, like
so did you guys split up the cost 3 ways? Did you make an entity with all three of you in it? That's
no, we
kind of my
kind of
question.
just came in. Yeah, like I kind of came in last, so it's like it depends on the deal, who spearheads the deal, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not like a 3. I came in after the company was formed. So, but we, all
Okay.
3 of us, yeah, we work together on the
Awesome.
deals. If I have an appointment and, I can't make it because I'm at work, Brandon will go and vice versa. And I'll go take pictures or he'll take pictures. I'm still learning a
Yeah.
lot with that game too.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to you know, be the best I can at my job, husband and father, and then also,
That's
investor, learning the
awesome.
wholesaling game. There's a lot to do.
So,
Lot to
so
learn.
one thing I gotta say is for anybody out there that, partnerships are great. And if one person has a skill and that you do not have and you want to partner with them, that is the right way to do it. Now, if you both have the same skill set and you want to partner up, well, what is the other person bringing to the table?
Right.
The only way that helps is if, okay, now you can do double whatever you were going to do. Okay. So every person in the partnership has to have a job, or, like you just said, pick up the slack here and there, but they at least have a different skill set from every other person.
Yeah, exactly. That's why with
I
my
learned that the hard way,
yeah.
that with partnerships, like, I had the same thing, but I also have learned that anybody I do, it's not to say I won't do another partnership. It's I'm going to do it a deal by deal basis.
Yeah, if it makes
So
sense.
if it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'll do a lot of JV deals with people, no problem. But you're not going to be on my company entity unless we start a new company entity.
Yeah, from the beginning, right?
From the beginning, yeah. So unless like if I have a company with, say, like you came into with another person, and then me and the other person's both like, okay, this other person here, they have this skill set that we don't have, let's bring them in.
Yeah.
And there's the operating agreement lists what everyone's supposed to be doing. That way, if someone's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you can always at least go back to that operating agreement.
Yeah. And it's going to probably just, make it easier. And if there's ever some quarrels or something between guys, everything's laid out, it's in writing. That makes a lot of sense.
It's in writing and it's laid out. And it's not to say that the operating agreement can't change. Life changes. We move, we evolve, we do whatever. And you say, well, can you pick up the slack on me and I'll pick up the slack on you over here, and vice versa, and things like that. And then you're like, okay, well, if it's a permanent basis, let's change the operating agreement.
Right.
Things like that. But I definitely think it's awesome that you're doing that. And I'm assuming it's people that you know and trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right.
Yeah, it's like when I took, both of them, we hit it off pretty good, so it was cool.
And
definitely trust these guys.
That's awesome. And this is where getting around people that you know and trust, that you like, you relate to, and then having these conversations and understanding, like going to these meetups, and like Jay Peltier and a few other people that you ran into that are very helpful to you, to help you get into here, and helps you, like he's going over the whole tenant. I don't know. Honestly, he is an anomaly, because I don't know another investor that will put in so much time with someone just to help them out without payment.
Yeah, he came to a different property because I was under contract with two, and I asked him a question, and I was like, I'm down there right now, and he was like, I'll be there in 20 minutes to walk it with you if that's cool. I'm like, yeah, of course that's cool. And,
right.
He came down and we talked about
Jay
it.
Peltier is watching here, by the way, so he
what
put
up,
a little
Jay?
smiley
Told me
face.
not to he told me not to name drop him, but like that's
okay. I name drop him for you. So
it's funny. I told him, I'm like, dude, you need anybody to like go to one of your properties and do anything, like any way I can bring you some value, you got, I want to reciprocate in some way,
Most definitely. And I think one of the things that Jay lives by, and that I really like, I'm trying to live by myself, is that the more money I can make somebody else, the more money I will make myself.
Yes.
I will get residuals. I will get karma. I will get whatever.
Yeah.
If I help somebody else make money, I will get a piece of it no matter what. Like it might not be in that deal. Right, it might not happen right away. I will get it eventually.
Absolutely.
I'm not looking for it. I'm not doing. Hey, if it happens, it happens. Great.
The universe is going to give back what energy you put out there. If you're staying true to your character and your intentions are good, and you're trying to, do better as and be more successful and help other people be successful, and, be honest, it's going to come back around, like you said, maybe it's not in this deal, or maybe it's not right away, but because you're putting good things out there, it's going to come back, and
Right.
like I'll make these unexpected expenses that popped up. Like I'll make it back. I'm going to hold this property. My next deal will be a lot, I know what to look for now. It'll be a better, it'll be a better deal because I know what to look for. So I'll make it up there and down the line. Like I'm not going to stop doing this. So, you just got to keep going.
And the thing is that you're going to get appreciation if we get appreciation.
Yeah.
Rents are going to go up eventually.
Yeah.
So
Detroit's
you're going to
definitely
cash flow more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Detroit, if anybody doesn't know the Detroit market, who is watching the Detroit market, inside proper Detroit, we just had an article say that home values went up 800% from previous years. And it's not just 1 year, it's from when they started. Like they don't put too much stock into Detroit home value. So now that, like, say if they do it every 5 years, then it's like, well, we just hit a big boom. And it's because the Detroit areas, unfortunately, they don't have a lot of value in it, but the value it does have is cash flow in rentals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've watched them appreciate too a little bit. Just over time.
And there are pockets of areas like Bagley, Morningside, East English Village. These are just to name a few. There's some on the west side. There's a lot of different neighborhoods that the values there are going up. They're $300,000-$400,000 or $400,000.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes Boston Edison, Virginia Park, just to name a few. And it's like, but unfortunately, people who are not from here, they go, oh, it's just outside of this neighborhood. Well, you can't take a comp from inside the other neighborhood, and that's outside. You just can't do it. And they try to all the time.
It's block by block. Right?
It is. It truly is.
That's Jay's big.
Block by block.
Detroit is another animal.
And you'll have Boston Edison where you have a $600,000 house. One block over, you got about 5 burnt up homes.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's crazy.
Some parts are it is wild, man. And yeah, people are like, you're investing. It's crazy, but it's you gotta take risks sometimes.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view.